Hello and welcome to another Critical Twits unboxing, where today we look at the new edition of the Paranoia RPG. Aaron, sing the fucking theme tune. Hello and welcome to the Critical Twits unbox. I'm Brian Ennis.
I'm Aaron Vinsky.
We are the Critical Twits, or 2/4 thereof.
Yes.
And today we're looking at this, the new edition of the Paranoia RPG, which is a tabletop role-playing game from Mongoose Publishing. I had to check. Paranoia is one of those games that's been around for years.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
I've never played it. I've heard tales of it, but I've never played
You've
it.
heard tales of it from me.
Yeah,
and
probably.
from Colin and from some other people. It is a comedy role-playing game, which is normally a combination of words that strikes fear into my heart, because forced fun is not good fun.
No.
Humour and fun should flow organically. But I've had great times playing the other editions of Paranoia. So I'm interested and intrigued as to what this box holds. We also have the forms pack and the DM screen, or as it calls here, it's an interactive screen.
Ooh.
Here as well. This is everything, as far as I'm aware, that is available physically to buy and have for Paranoia, unless you back the Kickstarter about 4 million years ago, because it did take them a while to bring it out. It's everything that's available physically at the moment, at the time of us releasing this video. So yeah, quite excited.
Yeah.
I was intrigued first of all, then, before we get into opening things up. As you can see, it's still shiny, it's still got its plastic on. The box is quite small.
Yeah.
Here we have a traditionally sized random RPG book from my collection, so the A4 sized shiny hardback, and as you can see, there is a slight size discrepancy.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be quite as small as it is, actually.
Makes you paranoid.
Maybe. So we will see. We'll see how this goes.
Turns out it's a fold-out book inside.
We will start with this. This is the red clearance edition box set for the game. Tell us what we get inside, Aaron.
You get the player's handbook containing everything a loyal troubleshooter needs to thrive and survive in Alpha Complex. The Games Master's handbook, which shows you what's really happening in the Alpha Complex. The missions book. That's a lot of books for a box this size.
Yeah, there's 3 books in there. It's tiny.
The missions book containing 4 complete adventures to thrill, fold, spindle and mutilate any loyal troubleshooter. 110 playing cards allowing you to bushwhack your pals, deploy awesome weaponry and redacted powers, and show off pretty pictures. 6-sided dice, each carefully checked by skilled infrared workers to ensure the elimination of any terrorist contamination. The computer dice, this is very special. 6 character cards to ensure that no details are private. Whitewash, the classic mini adventure specially designed for troubleshooters with very short attention spans. Yeah.
I've run Whitewash in a previous edition, actually.
Yeah.
2 previous editions. So I'm interested in seeing what's going on. Now, Paranoia is traditionally the original version of the game. You are a troubleshooter for the brave, wise computer that runs Alpha Complex. And I did have my players singing songs at various points. Brave computer, wise computer, etc. And it was kind of a satirical take on the fear of communism. So you were rooting out commies and traitors from Alpha Complex. I've already spotted they're talking about terrorists, not communists. So we're seeing a little bit of an update there. But also some things that sound very familiar to me. The idea of powers, of traitors, mutant secret societies, etc., etc. So it's one of those things that humour doesn't age well.
No.
Especially anything that's got a kind of satirical intent, because society moves and changes so quickly.
Yeah.
So one of the things, I will have a flick through these books and see how things have updated and changed.
Cool.
And does it feel modern and kind of fresh, but also got that same traditional Paranoia feel to it?
Yeah.
And you can just judge it based on first impressions. Should we get going?
Yes.
Do you want to do the honours, Aaron? Go on.
No, I'll go let you unbox. You've been waiting.
I have actually. This is sat for a week.
Yeah.
But I always have to do this bit because I really found out there's a banana in there, and that's exactly the reason why. So,
How many people's hands
there we
have been on
go.
plastic? Like terrorist
Thousands.
contamination.
It's the only reason why I lick things. The more hands, the better. That's why I'm looking forward to licking Lindsay Lohan one day. All those digits. There we go. There's the box. It opens up. Good action. Good action. There we go.
Yeah.
So we'll leave the
Smooth,
box.
no squeak.
Leave the box there. Okay. Got some things. Okay. Can see some stuff.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, it's upside down. Not that it really matters. Cool stuff.
Yay.
There we are.
Cool. Fashioned a hat.
We do have a helper monkey if you wish to pass it to the helper monkey.
No, I'm quite enjoying the hat.
I think it might look better like...
Yeah, it doesn't
might
quite
fall
fit
off.
my
Just
fat
the
head.
word paranoia, just so people know what was going on. Yeah, we've got some dice, we've got some cards here, which we'll open up and have a look at in a minute, but they look quite good.
Yeah, it's the cards I'm intrigued by because the role-play system involves cards.
Yeah, the old version didn't involve cards. These appear to be sort of wipe clean character sheets.
Yeah.
With fuck all on the back. But you've got some stuff on the front, which is nice. And then we've got the 3 books. Okay. Ooh. So yes, they 5 books. There we go. We've got, just so you can compare the width of them, we've got the Games Master book, what I assume is the scenario book, so slim they couldn't even write on the side, and then the player's handbook at the front. There we go. An empty box can await us. There we go. Should we start with the books?
Yeah.
What do you think? Give that a wobble, because we're always interested in the quality of these things.
It feels okay.
Okay, yeah, I think okay is about correct.
Yeah.
I suppose if you're storing them in the box, they don't need to be maybe quite as hard wearing.
Yes, yeah.
as before. There's other things that can sit on the shelf and maybe
It
beaten
might
up
just
a bit.
be that slightly plasticky paper you're using, making me think it's cheap. It's like a children's book.
It's quite, yeah, but I suppose it's quite thick, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's that paper tends to last. There's a reason why they use it in children's books. Because it can be flipped through heavily without damaging quite as quickly.
So there we go. There we go. There's the front. We have a troubleshooter, Citizen Eve R. Est, Everest 5, Civic Zeal trending, market value wavering.
Oh.
Civic Zeal and market value mentioned on the front cover of Aaron's hat as well.
Yes.
And appears to be
Unknown and unknown in both terms.
They seem to be new.
Yeah.
New ideas. We've got missions, achievements, service group, and equipment, and an injury forecast as well. 38% here, so that's not too bad. And the computer is your friend. The most fun I've ever had as a DM is playing the computer in Paranoia.
Yeah.
Yes, the computer, at least in the original Paranoia, it'll be interesting to see how it works, is a benevolent dictator that hates you but also loves you at the same time, depending on which part of its processor and AI you're interacting with at the time, because it's all broken and fragmented.
Yeah.
Although if you were to mention that would be treason and you'd be killed.
Right.
So it has multiple personalities and can't really be relied upon.
Right.
And sees the troubleshooters as expendable cogs in its evil machine. I mean, it's glorious, wise machine.
Yes.
Yeah. So I assume start with this book to become a proud troubleshooter. There we go. Welcome, new troubleshooter. Got some art. Always good to have art in a book. How to be a troubleshooter.
It does look a bit like a corporate handbook.
It does a little bit actually. Maybe that's deliberate.
Yeah.
Cause of death is delicious. This is interesting. This is giving much more mechanics than maybe traditionally Paranoia players would expect. It's actually telling you some of the information about the game. In Paranoia, at least again in the old versions, the rules of the game themselves were restricted to people of a higher security clearance than the players could ever hope to achieve. So they weren't allowed to know the rules.
Right.
which is great because it stops power gaming.
Yeah.
Because it's not that kind of game anyway.
Yeah.
So we've got how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Why won't my hands stop shaking? Excellent. Regaining Moxie. Moxie appears to be a thing. Combat. So we've got cards for combat. And we've got a really, really rather large troubleshooter who appears to have eaten 2 of his friends. Stroke. Colleagues. Using your cerebral cortex. Excellent. So everyone appears to have some kind of augmented... what's the word?
Brain.
Augment. Yeah. A bit of biotech plugged into their brain.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which means the computer can communicate with them directly, and they can download extra skills and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. So that looks good. So that seems to be something that you could pass around your group and share with your players and let them read, share, lick. You know, it's fairly laminated. Licking should be fine.
Yes.
We've now got the mission book. Mission book. There we go. So, I mean, that was about 70 pages. This is about 80 pages. It's making us laugh as we go through it. Have a nice day or else. This takes me back. This thing here was a lot of the cutouts and a lot of the little quips attributed to the computer in the old versions were in these computer screens, these old style. We're doing a lot of that today.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of CRT monsters recently.
Yeah, we were playing Stories Untold and having great fun until it made us sad.
Yeah.
I like the part with the robot assassin. Good. Right. So we've got 1, 2, 3 scenarios. 3 scenarios by the look of it.
I think it's supposed to be 4 on the back of the box you mentioned.
Yeah, we've got. There are 3 adventures in this book. I think the other one will be in the DM book.
Right. Okay.
GM book. And then there's a bit that tells you how to do stuff, and then it goes into the things themselves. What we're hoping to do is to have a play, maybe record ourselves playing Paranoia, and then give you a review at a future date. So we won't go too much into these. More just a case of letting you know what you get for your money. We then have the Games Master book.
The same picture that's on the cover of the box.
Is that the one from the cover of the book? Yes, it is. So Sid R-U-L-S, so Sid Rules 7. Unknown civic zeal and market value, but an 82% injury forecast. Looks a bit like Portal to me at the top here.
Yeah.
These little bits coming down. And a giant eye.
The fractured AI cores reminds me a lot of Portal as well.
Yes. And there you go. Because I'm the computer, that's why. So Aaron's not allowed to look in this because he'll be playing. Important GM only information.
I'll be shot for treason in a second.
There we go. Cool. So we've got how to Games Master, how it all works. Daves. I want to know what a Dave is. D-A-I-V-S. Deviant artificially intelligent viruses. Ooh. Daves are bad. I've known that.
That's been generally my experience.
Cool. So we've got some bits and pieces here, basically taking you through how to play the game by the looks of it. Now this is longer, 128 pages.
To be expected for a GM's book.
I am quite interested. We've got GM advice, 12 pages. Creating adventures quickly, 3 pages. And 5 pages on humour in RPGs, some tips. Now how many M's in humour, Aaron?
Humour. 1, isn't there?
1, yeah. So, am I going mad, or has that got a double M in it?
Humour in RPGs, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless that's deliberate.
It's harshing my buzz, man. It might be. It might be a joke. It might just be a typo. It's spelt rightly at the top. Rightly? Well, that's not the right way. Spelt correctly there. Humour in RPGs. Typos. So what's funny? Cool.
Well, not typos, clearly.
Making room for humour. No, typos aren't. correct spelling, punctuation and grammar is a very important area. So we'll probably give you more of a breakdown of exactly what's going on with these at a later date when we've played the game, and I've gone through it with some Tipp-Ex and a pen. There's the books.
There is a small part of me that wonders if it's been put in there to annoy people like you.
It's working. We've got what appear to be character sheets. So there we go. Character sheets here. Wipe clean character sheets in case you get really excited.
Start dribbling all over your character.
I don't feel a character sheet is a proper character sheet until it's got some remnant of roleplay dinner, snacks smeared upon it. And possibly Colin spilt an entire pint of Diet Coke on it because he's a clumsy idiot. He's an artist.
Yeah.
And yet he has no control over his limbs. They flail wildly like a muppet in the throw of an epileptic fit.
His left hand that he draws with.
Yes.
So obviously the drawings he does are not products of him, they're of his left hand. In which case we should be giving the praise to his hand. Not him.
Because his elbow is just fucking all over the place.
Exactly.
So yeah, a little bit of...
Do they expect you to die a lot? That's why they're wiped clean.
It might be. Disembodied voice of Joseph Lewin there.
I am the computer.
Long may he rest in peace. A little bit of stuff on there, but that appears to come off all right. So that's fine.
Printing
wounds, memory. Now, one of the big things about Paranoia was always that you had clones, so you could die a lot and still carry on playing the same character. And we have a clone number on here, so I'm assuming that we're going to be cloned, which is good. We have some bits to tick off. You can tick off your moxie. It's not chutzpah. Chutzpah is the quality of an orphan to go before the court and plead for mercy because they are an orphan when they are being tried for the murder of their parents. There you go. It's good, isn't it?
Wow.
That was funny in 1983. Also, I'm led to believe. Skills. There's not a lot of skills. We've got stats. So we've got 4 stats. We've got violence is a stat.
It's always a good stat to have.
Brains, chutzpah, as badly explained by me a minute ago, and mechanics. And then the skills: athletics, guns, melee, and throw. Science, psychology, bureaucracy, and alpha complex. Bluff, charm, intimidate, and stealth. And operate, engineer, program, and demolitions, which appear to be attached to the thing above them. So you've got 4 main stats and 4 skills beneath them. Treason stars and XP points. Security clearance, home sector, gender, personality. Well-being, wounds, hurt, injured, maimed, or dead. It's actually a system that's coming to the NHS fairly soon.
Are they replacing all the doctors with computers?
Yes.
Do not question the computer.
And then memory. We have some memory and equipment. Very, very small area for equipment right at the bottom here.
You're allowed a broom.
Yes.
With a stick on an end.
Tiny handwriting. Yes.
It's actually just a slightly longer broom, but they're not very clever, didn't realise.
So they seem okay. I'm hoping that they're wiped clean.
We'll find out when we accidentally draw them at some point.
If I had...
And cry when they realise they're actually supposed to be for photocopying.
Yeah.
That's when Colin does it, the buy road.
Yes.
We've got the dice. So we have 4 white dice, which are generic D6s of...
Conformity.
Yeah, they've got nice fat dots, I suppose.
That's nice and clear.
Do you want to check the action? As is traditional. You can roll here if you want. Or... Last time we did that, you could near him.
No.
You've got fat hands, mate.
Yeah. Just a cup it. That's never mind. Yeah,
so,
felt fine. Felt like dice that fell out.
You've got 12.
Seems fairly...
below average, so they're shit.
For me.
Don't care. And we've got the computer dice, which has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the computer symbol, which is upside down, but there, which is an eye in a TV screen. So there we go. And that rolled me a computer.
Great, this game's going to be brilliant.
So this one's good, although it's got shy. We've got cards. We've got some cards here.
Yay!
In a deck. 2 decks of cards. Both of which tell us that fun is mandatory. Which, if anyone who's ever been on a work-enforced team building exercise, we're all going to have fun or you're going to get sacked for not being a team player. Seems fairly standard. We've got bonus duty.
They feel like good cards.
Ooh, they do have a squeeze of those, Aaron. They're all right. They're all right. So we've got bonus duty cards. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them.
Loads and loads of action cards.
So we have cards for a happiness officer. You are responsible for ensuring that all happiness-related activities are carried out satisfactorily. You're maintaining team morale at or above approved levels, etc., etc. So this was something that was included in most of the other versions of Paranoia, where each character would have a different thing they were in charge of. I always remember that you were supposed to pick the most miserable person to be the happiness officer, the least loyal person to be the security officer, etc., etc.
Yeah.
For added giggles, we have the combat officer with a bang. So you are responsible for deciding and explaining tactics, etc., etc. Got a barcode on the side of these as well. We've got the equipment officer, responsible for ensuring all equipment is used appropriately, etc., etc. We've got can go there. We've got the Alpha Complex team leader, who is on point apparently. You are responsible for ensuring that mission objectives are carried out appropriately, not inappropriately.
Oh.
And you're responsible for not being or going wrong. We also have the Alpha Complex Loyalty Officer, because everyone's guilty of something. There we are. So we've got those. What have we got next?
A batch of action cards, which allow you to do certain things. We found the Colin card.
The Colin card?
Yeah.
Colossal snafu. Action order 0. Everything has gone wrong. GM, pull out the thumb screws. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed how badly this turned out. That is Colin. He's dead and upside down in a pub toilet.
Yeah.
That is what will happen to him. There we go.
There's some sort of weapon cards and stuff.
Really want to focus. There's some weapon cards
and stuff that give you things, but I quite like the bit at the bottom.
Suddenly, knives. Hey, it turns out I had a knife in my back all along. Wonder how that got there. What's it say at the bottom then?
It's sort of you describe how the hand-to-hand weapon is useful to fit in the situation, but GM's got veto over it. If the GM is particularly pleased by your description, get +2 to your dice.
Yeah, so one thing Paranoia does is actually encourage you to kind of compete to be interesting and entertaining, and the GM will reward that beyond, the other things that you get rewarded for in roleplay, like bringing me snacks and turning up to the game on time.
Only occasionally half an hour late.
It all adds up. Do I need to give you the lecture about timekeeping that I reserve for my students?
Yes, probably.
If you're half an hour late every single
I'm not
week.
accepting it unless HR are involved.
Colin's our HR department, and he's currently away on a team meeting with himself. Oh, I like this one. Mistaken identity. There we go. As far as everyone, including the computer, is concerned, the target didn't perform that action, someone else did. Cool. So the combat system appears to be completely different to previous versions of this game. As does the dice system, because it used to use D20s.
Yeah. Wrong target. Oh no, wasn't he your friend? It's a shame how many times you shot him. The attack hits a different target from the one you intended. Try to persuade your GM who you want it to be and see if they listen to you.
Yeah, so these look quite funny. They're making us chuckle as we look through them, which is always good.
But they're leaving plenty of room for the humour to come out in the actual play session rather than from the card.
Yeah, it's not too forced, because as we said earlier, forced humour just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's enough to make you get the card and giggle at it and then want to play it, I think.
Yeah.
It sets up jokes rather than providing them.
Yes.
That's the thing, yeah. There's a difference between a game like, say, Codenames, the board game,
Yeah.
which allows you to kind of create your own humorous situations based on the sort of the things that are there, and you come up with your own, maybe a joke to prod it, or games that say, now you must do this thing while wearing a hat with a pencil in your mouth pretending to be a chicken.
Yeah.
Because that's just forcing you to do something stupid.
Yeah.
We also have the science officer. You are responsible for all science and hygiene practices. I was used to be a hygiene officer. I think I combined that with the science officer. We also have the "You are number one" card.
Oh, it's a little ribbon.
I'm the best one. Just sweated into it. Oh, we've got grenades. Look at this. Grenades, miniguns, sniper rifle, a multi-adapter.
Bizarre addition. It's like grenade, sniper, multi-adapter. Okay.
I can plug in 2 USBs.
I just thought of a joke that wasn't appropriate for an unboxing. It's not a joke, it's more of an anecdote. There you go, have a look at those, see if there's anything good there. Cool. The last one looks extra good. We've got Mutant Powers. There we go. Because being a mutant was always made you a traitor, and everyone always had a mutant power. So we've got Mutant Powers again. I like the sound of this. It looks like you used to just roll on a table and write your mutant power down, and then you maybe didn't know what you could do with it, or you'd have to look it up and you weren't allowed, and there's only one copy of the book. This means that you know what your power does. It's in front of you. You can refer to it secretly. Keep it like this. What am I going to do? So that's quite good. I like that.
The adapter does actually sound fairly useful. If there's a lot of things that need to be charged and there's only one power outlet, you're the most popular troubleshooter in the room.
Sounds good.
The minigun. It's a misleading name. This thing is bloody huge. Fires D6 times before it runs out of ammo, but the GM gets the roll. You can't tell how many shots you've got left unless you take it apart.
Then you have to put it back together again.
Is the multi-adapter just an extension lead?
Yeah, that's what
Pretty much, yeah. But from our role-playing nights where someone's phone will run out at some point, it does seem to fit.
It's true.
I want to look at this card.
Yeah.
This is the fake Mustache. The fake Mustache gives you +4 chutzpah. It's a small item. Are you working undercover? Worried that terrorists know your face? Worry no more. Fake Mustache lets you reclaim your anonymity. No one's looking for a clone with a moustache. Place it under your nose, let the pneumatic pinchers expand within your nostrils and feel like a new clone. Fake Moustache identifies the wearer as John R. Doe 1, default setting, to all cerebral cortex users and bots. Only the computer knows your secret. So we're just going to place this here.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. For the rest of the video.
No.
Continue. Or, give this card the lurgy.
Yeah.
One or t'other, mate. One or t'other.
Taxi pod, a small electric four-wheeled vehicle suitable for carrying up to 4 small troubleshooters with no equipment or intimacy issues.
That sounds good. So yeah, some good cards there. Again, making us chuckle as we go through it, which Paranoia, that is vitally important in Paranoia. I'm assuming that these are going to have maybe different backs. Cool. And then we've got secret societies. That one looks amazing, Aaron. So again, we've got secret societies. You have, there we go, goals and beliefs. So again, in Paranoia, while you are playing, you will be a member of a secret society. Being a member of a secret society is treasonous.
Yeah.
So everyone is a traitor on 2 separate levels, because you've got mutant power and you've got that. Because everyone has a secret and everyone has something to hide. Yeah. But they also have allies to call on from within their secret society. Yeah. And they have extra abilities to call on to help them get out of trouble as well. So there's always like a nice kind of pressure of, do I use my mutant power and possibly get shot, or do I not use it and possibly get shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you got there, Aaron?
Well,
Very excited.
You are part of the Alpha Complex Local History Research Group. History is interesting. History tells us of outside where human destiny lies, along with more cool stuff from the time before. And you basically want to go outside into the off-limit areas of the Alpha Complex to find more stuff.
Yeah, so there's lots of them in here. There are 2 copies of IntSec, Internal Security. Where you're working for internal security and not the people that they think you're working for. There are also 2 no secret societies, actually. So slightly different from before. So that's the cards. Quite a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
They do feel nice. I quite like the. There's definitely a coherent art style. Quite a lot of RPGs will have different styles of art throughout. You know, the cards might be different to the book, or you can tell different artists did different bits. This is fairly consistent, slightly cartoony, almost sort of cell shady kind of look to it.
Yeah. Again, it feels like that corporate handbook that's trying to be fun and interesting art style.
Yeah, but has also been produced cheaply.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the core box then.
Cool.
Does it all go back in to the box?
It does, but it all falls apart everywhere when you do it.
I should have done that on the screen, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
There we go. All back in there, nice and easily. Joe's nicked the dice. Let's get them out your mouth. Oh, I've got that hand wet now too. So that all goes in there.
Cool.
Give me a hat. Thank you. So that goes back in there, like so. Et voila.
Ooh, airtight box.
So now we have the screen.
The interactive screen.
That
It wants to have buttons or I'm going to be disappointed.
this that probably doesn't look good, does it?
No.
No. Right.
I mean, I know you enjoy your new things, but...
Tug it off. Oh! There's a guide. There's an interactive screen interaction guide. Look at that. That's very good. Important. When players play their action cards, they may choose to play them on any of the approved card slots on the player-facing side of the screen.
Yeah.
Cards must be aligned precisely with the slots. Failure to align a card precisely, +1 treason star. Failure to keep a card in position until card is resolved, +1 treason star. Cool. And then there's a chart on the back there. Now that might be slightly annoying because this is a piece of A4 paper and there is nowhere to store a piece of A4 paper. It's a nice idea. Probably fold it up and put it in the box because tucking it in here is it?
Yeah, just can
see it get sort of.
Yeah, it's going to
get sort of very tattered at the end.
Is that information anywhere else?
It might be somewhere else. Yeah, it could be so. Right, there you go. Help a monkey. You may have a banana later. Let's unfold this. There we go.
It's upside down.
It's upside down. There we go. I was going to flip it. Look, magic. Okay, you're not allowed. Yeah.
Ooh.
Go on. If you show any evidence of having seen this, you'll be in trouble.
Traitors done
So yeah, so we've got a 4-panel screen, so perfectly good for screening off the face of a Ravinsky or the breasts of an Ennis. There we go. So let's start the player side. You've got these areas for placing cards. Now it says play. Are you going to have to hold them up and
It
pin
feels
them
like
to
it, yeah. Like you actually have to put your hand against it and hold it in place.
Yeah. Do they stick? Do I need to lick them first? Okay. Here's a test. Let's do it here. There we go. It's going to test. So 3, 2, 1. No. So yeah, it seems to be that you're going to hold them up and get bonuses. Attention, this screen is property of the computer. Do not abuse the privilege of being in its presence. Disrespect is punishable by scrub bot cleansing. So we've got that side that says do not use +1 and do not use +2. We've got some very complicated things that seem to be going on here, which if everyone's reaching and trying to put stuff on could be good. Attention, it is mandatory to read all attention notices. Failure to do so implies that you do not acknowledge the importance of service announcements. Not acknowledging essential warnings is a danger to all citizens of Alpha Complex. You receive +1 treason star for not knowing this already. Attention, report to your nearest supervisor if you have any understanding of this screen's function. That is beyond your security clearance.
I'm definitely getting the impression this game hates the players.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, that was part of the fun of the game. There you go, help a monkey. We've got one here: help +0, control +2, +1 verification card, and insert tongue here +1. And we have rotate, core dump, and self-destruct +3. Attention, that is not an eye, citizen. That is just your imagination. Note: using your imagination is treason. Fairly solid bit of card.
Yeah.
Fairly clunky.
Yeah, that feels pretty good.
Good action. On the inside, we've got some stuff for the DM or GM. So we've got some stuff on XP. We've got what they can spend on, and difficulty target numbers for things. We've got equipment. We've got motivations for NPCs, locations, so a chart for generating places for the troubleshooters to be, and we have items of questionable provenance, and some achievements. Cool. So yeah, some bits to keep the DM going.
Cool.
That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Quite happy with that. That will help, especially as Paranoia is a game of secret information, as we mentioned earlier. So
Yes.
being able to
Have a big screen to hide
you could use any
everything.
screen. I mean, I've got probably like 10 different DM screens kicking around in various places.
But it feels like it's thematically fitting.
Yeah, and obviously having the information for the game you're playing on that particular screen is much easier than just having something to tell your players to bugger off.
Yeah.
Okay, finally then, we have the forms pack, which is fairly chunky. There's quite a few bits of paper in here. I bought this just because I like the idea of forms, because one of the things it's always satirised is that bureaucracy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just kind of bought it because it was there, and I was buying the other bits.
I have to admit, I did have a flick through this when you got it.
Yeah.
It did attract me to playing the game in a really weird way.
It gives a nice feel of sort of the humour and the feel of the game.
Yeah.
You can sort of understand. Now, it's got this kind of like tear off stuff at the top. So if you're going to use this, it's really easy to sort of rip and tear off a form and just pass it across. If you want to use them again, they're gone.
Right.
So you've got permission to photocopy them. This wasn't particularly expensive.
Yeah.
And it seems to be, the game seems to be set up for 5 to 6 players.
Right.
And there are 5 copies of a single set of forms. So actually,
That's a lot of forms for one
you've got
player.
that for one set of forms there. The front is another copy of the character sheet that we've already seen and we've got in the box. So even if you've bought the PDF, this might be useful for you if you didn't want the others. Then you need the cards. So, you've got accusation of treason forms. We've got XP logs, etc. We've got some issues with your cerebral cortex that you can log, fairly long. A travel permit, again fairly long. And then we're back to those. So a set of forms that you can use throughout your game at your whim and leisure by the looks of it. They're quite nice. Again, they're the A5 size, not the A4 size. Actually, for forms, that's fairly
that feels
standard.
Standard, yeah. And to be fair, having looked through those books, the writing's not particularly small in them.
Yeah,
It makes it easier to pass information around if needed, like the player guide and stuff. So
yes.
Makes it a bit more of a portable RPG than a lot of them.
Yeah, you could chuck that in a bag much easier than your 14 copies of Pathfinder Bestiaries 1 through 46.
Yeah.
Etc. etc. Not that I can count. That didn't add up, did it?
What, 1 through
47
46?
copies of 1 through 46.
I suppose if 1 was a separate copy of 46.
Yeah, that didn't work, did
No,
it? I've lost 18. Yeah. Yeah. So
You've made the helper monkey's brain explode.
I have, yeah. Flies away.
Thinking is treachery.
Yes. Yeah. So Aaron, let's gather our resources from our helper monkey.
Yes. Gimme.
And so, what do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I mean, how much was it?
So that was what I was going to say. How much would you be prepared to spend on each of these individual items? I feel like I'm pimping it out. Which of my pretty girls would you like to take?
Say 15 to £20 for that. I'm going to say 15.
For this?
For that, yeah.
For
Because
this?
it's about standard for DM screens and...
You insult her honour, sir.
But it's a nice DM screen, so...
It is, yeah, it was about that.
Yeah. Cool.
It's been a week.
Brilliant. That was a good
50,
guess.
about £20, I think.
A fiver for this?
I think this was about a tenner.
Okay.
It's a bit more.
There is some
Slightly more
there is
expensive.
some quality in that. I can understand it. The fact that only because we're 5, that makes me a bit tenuous. But they've given you permission to photocopy, so
Yes, yeah.
that's not exactly hideous.
It will also be a lot more immersive using that.
Yes,
Yeah,
it will,
yeah.
which would really
Yeah.
add something.
Paranoia has never been the game to play a huge campaign of. It's a one-shot game that you have some fun and then go back to playing something that's got more continued story because it is ridiculous
Yeah.
and over the top. I know Paranoia XP, they tried to crowbar in a slightly more serious mode for playing campaigns, and I think that went down really badly.
Yeah.
Like the Hindenburg.
Yeah, sustained comedy can be difficult, as we should know.
Yeah, I mean that Hindenburg reference, I mean that was terrible.
It was.
Should have said the Ramstein air disaster. Much funnier.
Yes.
What about
Good
this?
job from outside of the complex.
What about this? This is probably the crux of the issue here. So don't discuss money with the working class.
Yes,
They
does
choke up.
frighten me.
Allergic to
say-
talk of expenditure.
£30 to £40 with the stuff in there. Helper monkeys.
Helper monkey, how much would you say?
Based on how much other things cost,
Always a good way of determining market forces.
yeah, I would probably think around 50 to 60 personally.
Just for this
for
tippy box?
that box with the 3 books in and everything you need to play,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah.
a complete system.
Yeah, that's true. That's not
Yeah.
unreasonable. Would
No,
be unreasonable.
you compare it to, because you could buy a player's guide for D&D for 30 quid.
Yeah, that's very true.
It's a
And then
hardback book though, as opposed
But,
to.
but you also need a DM's guide
Yeah.
and
The bestiaries.
and
Yeah.
other yeah.
So you're looking for sort of £80 to £100 for a normal system.
Yeah.
This box was £35
Really?
Wow.
from the Mongoose Publishing website,
I would happily pay that.
and they delivered it really, really quickly as well. There hasn't been much fanfare about it.
No?
It's been out since April. I didn't know until I was on the internet randomly, and I went, I wonder if that's out. Oh, it is. So I bought it immediately.
Is it just been a thing that's fallen out of favour in recent years, and so the re-release...
Is it because it's taken so long to come out?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Cthulhu had that issue.
Taken a while. Yeah, Cthulhu had problems. Mongoose Publishing are going really well, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But yeah, £35. So this entire lot here cost, with postage, with an extra fiver, in the UK £70
That's,
for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which, as Joe said, is a complete thing. You've
Yeah.
got a complete system there.
With sort of extra bits for immersion, which
Yes.
you wouldn't get with
Yeah.
the said.
The cards are really nice.
Yeah, they are.
I like the card system because it's different.
Yeah.
And it looks like with the DM screen it adds that extra layer of everyone going, I want to put it there, I think, and trying to
Swap.
hold it in place, and adding a physicality to the game, which is another area for comedy.
Yes.
Potentially, if you don't like that, you don't do that, but I could see us quite getting into that for a silly,
Everyone wants to touch the computer.
everyone wants to put their tongue on the tongue slot,
Yeah.
and then the entire RPG group all gets mono.
Yes.
I don't know what
Thank
that
you,
is.
Colin.
What is mono? Is it one? You just get one disease.
Yeah, it's a singular disease of
Singular
of
disease.
the tongue.
Yeah. So there's this mention in American things.
It's the kissing disease.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wheat's got mono. He caught it from Brick. They're American names, aren't they?
Can be
Lacey.
now if you want.
Lacey's got strep throat. Don't know what that is.
Too many strepsils.
Ah, of course,
Bunged
of
up,
course.
So she's actually quite antibiotic.
But she hates future clothes. Netrunner jokes were in the wrong video.
Yes.
Cool. So yeah, what do you think, quality-wise, Aaron?
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's good, especially for the price.
Yeah, considering the money. I thought this would be bigger, but I think you're right, Joe, disembodied Joe, that for 35 quid, that's not too bad.
No.
And it seems quite durable and hard wearing. The pieces are quite nice.
Yeah.
The computer dice is like the D6s are just D6s, but the cards, and I like the idea of a wipe clean character sheet, because that solves an age-old problem of character sheets, of having to get more and more and more.
I've rubbed out the lead so much there's no paper left.
Yeah, and then you print a new one. I mean, I've got game systems over here in the game system area that you can't see, that you get a character folio pack and you get 30 character sheets in there for like 20 quid, whereas this, it's just like, have some wipe clean ones, they'll last forever, unless they cheekily not wipe clean, or someone uses a permanent marker. They can buy me a new box. It's only 35 quid.
Yeah,
sounds like a good idiot tax. I've said that out loud now. Theresa May is going to institute it. Excellent.
Sorry, I'm scared of being shocked for being a traitor now, so...
As you should, because, quite frankly, you look like one. Look at this. Look at this. Wanted for crimes against the state and hair.
Fuck both.
Yeah, that was Paranoia.
Yep.
That was a good wasn't it? That went on for ages.
Yeah.
Professional. So Aaron's going to do the outro now, while I judge him silently.
So that was Paranoia, and our finishing of the unboxing. I don't really know how to end a video properly, as it's probably becoming clear. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, as it helps us get more people viewing our stuff, including yourself. Feel free to share this around. If you have any comments on it, please contact us either via SoundCloud or YouTube. It'll be YouTube, because this won't be a SoundCloud.
You might go on SoundCloud, mate.
Can't do it. This is a video.
I feel like I've really put you on the spot without
a little
warning.
bit. It's good. You can contact us on Twitter @critical_twits, or we have a Facebook page at facebook.com/criticaltwits.
Yeah, we'd like to know what you think, and what you'd maybe like us to do with this in the future.
Yes.
So, do you want us to? Would you be interested in us playing a game of this and trying to be funny for your amusement?
Please say yes.
Because Darren wants to play it, don't you? Would you like a full review? Would you like to pay us large amounts of money to fly to your location and play it with you? I'm well up for that.
Yeah.
He said, as his infamous last internet words. As I was found, a desiccated husk, forced into a coffee can and buried in the desert.
Bye.
Sounds like a good point. So yeah, until next time, stay paranoid. No, it doesn't matter, does it? I think Aaron should sing us out with a round of Brave Computer, Wise Computer.
Brave computer, wise computer. I don't know any more lyrics.
They are all the lyrics, mate. Just keep going.
Brave computer, wise computer. I'm getting bored of this already.
No. Think of Stuart Lee. Keep going.
Brave
It will be unfunny, and then eventually it will be funny again.
Brave computer, wise computer, brave computer.
Oh, you fucking ruined it too much.